Hello and welcome to AA Just for Today, a talk show about maintaining your sobriety on a daily basis. My name is Dan, I'm an alcoholic, and I'll be your host as we discuss the things that threaten our sobriety from day to day. We hope that this show will help you to stay in the moment, focus on your sobriety, and forget about taking a drink just for today. So sit back and enjoy. We're going to have some speakers, we're going to have some great things coming your way, so come on back. Hi, and welcome back to AA Just for Today. My name is Dan, and I'm an alcoholic. Today we're going to be talking with Dick B. He's an author, and we're going to talk about things like the 5 principal phases of AA history and the sources and founding of Alcoholics Anonymous, things like the James Club and the original AA, Problems, Absolute Essentials, the conversion of Bill W., and the trail itself, the real 12-step fellowship history. So sit back and enjoy it, and we'll be right back with Dick B. Hi, and welcome back to AA Just for Today. My name is Dan, and I'll be your host. I'm an alcoholic. We had talked with Dick B. A few weeks back, interviewed him, had many different parts. I hope that you listened to the show that we had done. And I wanted to share something that he had sent to me via email. Hi, Dick. Sorry I haven't got back to you yet. Just been very busy and kind of forgetful. So here it is that I'm going to, you heard Dick is an AA historian, very knowledgeable and very nice gentleman. And he spent a lot of time with us to help us gain a new perspective or, widen the perspective we have on the program that we are involved in. So it talks about an addict's plea for Christian help for our brothers and sisters, a former alcoholic, it's called. And the first section talks about today's addiction dilemma. It says, shall a seemingly hopeless recidivist addict be sent for help to church, sent to a clergyman, a physician, a psychologist, a detox, a hospital, AA, a 12-step program, treatment or rehab, counseling, and mental health, and clinics, and drug courts, and jails and prisons, DUI information courses, a diversionary program, a secular recovery program, a Christian recovery program, a Christ-centered program, behavioral therapy, nutritional therapy, pharmaceutical therapy, or what? It should be no surprise to learn that most chronic cases have done most or all of the above. I did, yet in 21 successful AA years, Dick has seen relapse after relapse, failure after failure, overdose after overdose, drunkenness, despair that has led to death by any and many number of means. So, what does this say? The old school approach, which is the next section, talks about the cure of alcoholism by religious means is centuries old. So, is reliance on the Creator. Whether in Billy Sunday revivals, temperance meetings, Salvation Army hands, conversions at gospel and rescue missions, and medical management in hospitals, alcoholics and addicts have been lifted from the pit to the pinnacle, but usually only if they wanted to be helped and dedicated themselves to the process. The simple ingredients: number 1, abstinence. Number 2, reliance on God through Christ. 3, obedience of the Creator's Word. 4, growth in fellowship through Bible study, prayer, seeking God's guidance and study. Witnessing, particularly by one converted and healed individual to someone new and still seeking help. And that's exactly how AA began. And this is coming from a guy who knows, who looked. So maybe you didn't have to, but we're going to look anyway. The alternative approaches, we've already mentioned some. In addition, there are government funds, benevolent grants, medical research, coalitions, recovery calendar days, prohibition, drug wars, and all the rest mentioned above. There's no monopoly on approaches to solving addiction or speaking problems. All are frequently tried, few succeed for any length of time. Wow. Isn't that lightning? So, Now it goes into what the enemy is. Early AAs, the gospel and rescue missions, the Salvation Army, and many preachers turned to the Bible for truth about rescue and deliverance. They recognized, one, the adversary, who described figuratively by Jesus as the thief in John 10:10, comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Bill Wilson called the devil the boss universal of the world, who had chained him into captivity. Two, the temptation weapons, whether in the form of pleasure, pressure, or power, were described in deadly terms in the early AA favorite, the book of James, for James 1, verse 12 through 16 declared that that where man is tempted, drawn by his own lust, enticed, and yields to sin, the conclusion is death. The solution, Ephesians 6:11, calling for putting on the whole armor of God and standing against the wiles of the devil. And as James 4:7 promises, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. The victory for a new creature in Christ, either the power of darkness can triumph over mankind, or that dominion no longer rules believers, because the Father hath delivered us from the power of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. Colossians 1, chapter 1, verse 13 through 14. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. 1 John chapter 5, verse 4. The born-again child of God has a relationship with God, the power of God, the love of God, and a sound mind that is God-given and transcends the power of the meetings, treatment, and scientific research. And we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come right back.